Exciting in the beginning of another season, which I think is either my 39th or 40th. And we have a challenge in front of us. Everybody look at this game and say Hillsdale, and they have probably one of the most consistent Division II programs, not only in the state of Michigan, but in the country. John Tharp does a wonderful job. We thought it was very similar to some of the teams we'll play this year. And the fact is, 2 years ago we played Slippery Rock. We won 16 games to start the season. One of our closest home games was Slippery Rock. They scored the most points, I think, in the whole first semester. So this is basketball is basketball, and we're practicing our tail off with one thing: to try and beat this team, beat Hillsdale, the Chargers, to beat them on tomorrow afternoon. So we've had a good, a couple days of practice, and I thought the Wayne State game, the film was incredibly helpful to us. But now the real stuff, the real bulls are flying, and let's see what we can do.
If you guys help me out with microphones today, Rob, if you want to start us off.
John, just to be able to raise another banner, is this where you want to be in terms of being consistent year to year to year, being able to raise some banners, and what I guess you said before you measure yourself on is the ability to win some conference championships? Just talk about that feeling.
Yeah, the consistency is, I think, what every coach is trying to establish with his program. That you're continually at the top of your league. You're continually, if you're at the top of a league like this, you're in the NCAA tournament, and that's where you want to be. And if you can throw some championships in, that's even better. So knowing how we love to be champions here at the University of Michigan. We're really proud of 2 out of 3. What could have been 3 out of 3. So, but maintaining that, there's 13 other teams in this league that are trying to change that every day as well.
You said you were that Hillsdale is similar to some other teams you'll play. I assume you mean stylistically,
yes,
or
yes.
What do they do that looks similar to other teams you'll play?
Well, they run a thing called the swing offense. So that will certainly, if you know what the swing, don't know what the swing offense is, then you're probably in the wrong place right now. I think that also they'll play a very high IQ basketball game, much like Bucknell will play coming in here. They just are really sound fundamentally. They're not going to throw the ball around. They're just a good team.
And I assume you're still working on your rotation. You're not going to run an 11-person rotation, is my guess.
We'll see how the game comes, because foul trouble sometimes can determine that. But overall, I think we will shorten the rotations and shorten the bench as the season progresses. At some point, sometimes we'll lengthen them. It just sort of who's healthy, who's playing well, who needs to sit, just to understand that we're going to play a certain way, and that's what we're all going through.
I assume you haven't decided anything on red shirts yet.
No, we don't anticipate redshirting anyone, not at this point.
Brendan?
Just last year for a second, with in hindsight, did you take away anything from last year that you think can be kind of transferred over to this year in terms of, you started 6-4 last year.
Yeah.
It took a while for role development, things like that. Do you have things that you might be able to use?
The years are so different. I think I said on the radio yesterday, if you have 2 children and then all of a sudden your wife has triplets, it's a huge change in your life, your lifestyle. And going from 2 guys last year that we were working to work into our program, everybody else knew things, to going to really 8. I mean, there's 8 guys. I'll count Mark Donnell as number 8 that we're trying to teach the culture. It's like we don't even think about last year, about any takeaways from last year. We're trying to get 8 guys to be as efficient as we can, just in a practice. How does our scout team operate? So. I know it's crazy. Today we'll be practice number 30 in the official season, and I'm sitting in a meeting saying, how did we forget to do that during this time? And you probably say, what do you do after 5 days? Don't you know it all? There's something every day that we have to do, or someone has forgot, and we have to reinforce.